Carbonites Gaming.
Welcome back, Knights, to another video with myself, TorchHealer. We are once again on Summoners War, and today we're going to be talking about 2 and 3 star water monsters. But, like usual, before we get this video started, let's crack that beer. Beery goodness. Alright, so let's take a gander at what we're starting off with water monsters here. Let's go to monsters, check out the collection. Some of you might notice, and I will hopefully remember to show you after the video, I was summoning for some food to make a couple 6 stars, and something happened, but I'll show everybody afterwards. If you saw it, nice. If you didn't, pause, rewind, go back, or I'll just cover it at the end of the video, not a problem. Alright, so, like every other set of monsters, fire, water, wind, anything silver star is just used for food. Please just use it for food. Their skill base is not really noteworthy. But getting into the more meat and potatoes bit, if you've watched the last 2 videos, the one on the fire and the one on the wind, I constantly say use Lulu as a starter healer and immunity buff. So let's take a look at Lulu first and foremost. Hey, there we go. This is Lulu. Alright, super easy, 2-star monster. You can get him out of unknown scrolls fairly easily. With a first skill that recovers HP of an ally with the lowest HP by 15%. Perfect. Right, so you get an attack, lowest HP goes up. Excellent. Second skill, removes all harmful effects on the target ally and recovers both the HP and the target's HP by 20%. So a self-heal as well as a single monster heal, right? And cleanse. So, once again, another great thing. Another monster that has that is Fran, the Light Fairy, that everybody uses. If you've watched RTA at all, Fran is huge, right? The only difference between Fran and Lulu, aside from some minor other things, Lulu offers just the immunity, and if you don't have any harmful effects, and Fran offers immunity and an attack buff. But third skill, removes 2 harmful effects on all allies and recovers the HP of all allies by 20%. Grants immunity on allies who had no harmful effects for 2 turns. So if you put enough speed and you get going before your team gets hit, your entire team's having some immunity, as well as anybody that didn't have any dots, defense breaks, anything, right? Not bad. So for a 2-star monster to be having 3 heals, right? 2 single target, 1 full team, as well as a possibility for immunity and a cleanse. If you're running a Giants team or even a Dragons team, that immunity and cleanse is going to be huge, especially in Dragons with the element advantage. So obviously, I'm saying the first monster, gotta be Lulu, alright? Take a good look at it. Great monster for starter players. I don't usually use a whole ton of water monsters here, so let's take a gander at what we got. I might be slowly slewing through these things here. I know we get Alyssia as in the beginning, and I know that once she's second awakened, she is very, very good. Once again, a popular arena monster, but can also be used in other aspects of the game, right? If a monster is going to be good in arena, then you're going to try and look for other aspects of her, especially in a starter, like a starter setup. So what do we got here? Attacks 3 times and freezes. Perfect. Take 1 enemy out of the equation. Removes all harmful effects on a target ally and increase the target's attack bar by 25%. This is the awakened or the second awakened version. Let's take a look at the normal version. So attacks 3 times, has a chance to freeze. Remove all harmful effects on a target ally, recover its HP. Proportionate to your attack power. So you're going to want your healers a little tankier, but a little bit of attack's not bad. Puts an enemy to sleep for 2 turns. And yeah, so it just puts an enemy to sleep. So you have a freeze, a sleep, and a single target heal. And I do believe it's all much the same, just better chances with the second awakening. Yeah, very, very much so. So, once again, a monster that is essentially given to you at the beginning of the game, and you can always find a use for her. I have noticed that a lot of the water monsters are more heal based, but that's just kind of what I've personally noticed. Alright, another really, really good one. Kona Mia. Now, a lot of people don't think Kona Mia is going to be that great because you're given Tion, the light one, at the beginning of the game. But roughly the same idea. If you feed your Tion, or if you're dumb like me, you just get rid of it for no reason. Kona Mia, once again, 2-star monster. Stun with a, 24% chance stun on the first attack, which is great. Completely fills an ally's attack bar and gives them attack power. So if you have a super slow damage dealer, let's say like a Lucian, right? Ignore defense, AoE, great monster. You can have a super slow Lucian and a super fast Kona Mia, or just a faster than everybody else Kona Mia, and you're going to fill that Lucian's attack bar and give him an attack buff, and he is just going to rape face. Like, that's a common practice in Arena. So in a lower level, if you're looking to get into Arena, that's not a bad way to look at things, alright? And third skill is a complete cleanse and 15% heal. So I've seen people use this in R5. I know, once again, if you're working with Lulu, you can do a complete cleanse with Kona Mia, and then Lulu comes up next and gives your full team immunity. Right? So there's kind of a tag team that might work. But Kona Mia is definitely something to worth looking into. Who else do we have here? Like I said before, all of the Drunken Masters are kind of interesting in their own little way. A lot of RNG based. So once again, first skill, ignores defense. Second skill, recover the HP of all allies proportionate to your attack power, as well as the anti-crit, so just a buff for yourself, which isn't bad, and has that chance to do that roll into a first attack, which is awesome to watch. Seal Punch attacks enemy with swift attack, increases attack bar of all allies by 15, so an attack bar increase, not bad, and attack speed increase. It's kind of like an attacking version of Bernard, but has a chance to roll into that that first skill, that ignore defense hit. But his speed is lower, so I would use Bernard for an attack bar buffer. But once again, this guy can buff everybody's attack bar and then still roll and hit something, right? So not something bad to look at, definitely. And then I haven't been mentioning very often, but some of these monsters have leader skills once they're awakened. You're looking for kind of an all-round leader skill. Guild content is not bad if you're doing anything revolving the guild, or involving the guild, I should say, but you're kind of looking for stuff that's global, right? So just increases the resistance by 20%. That's everywhere, right? It doesn't say it's an arena or guild or dungeons, whatever. So if you can find something that's kind of a global leader skill, you're going to be a little better off. Alright, who else do we got here? Now, there's a couple of my favorite monsters here. One being Rena. Not very many people think Rena's that great, but she is a great stall tactic in Arena, and she is a great cannon fodder for Sierras or big damage wind units, right? So, I know that I haven't really shown you any of my monster setups, but I will show you my Rena as soon as we're done looking at her here. So first skill, attacks the enemy and recovers 30% of the damage dealt. So you don't think that's, oh, we need attack and blah, 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 blah. No, you want as much HP and defense on Rena as you can get, right? So her damage on her first attack is proportionate to her max HP, right? So you're going to do damage based on your HP, so you want a ton of it, and you're going to heal up 30% of the damage that you've dealt. Great. So a heal for 2 allies. So lowest HP percentage gets 25%, next lowest gets 15%. Really, really good. But her passive is what really sets her off. So if you build her full tank, right, lots of HP, lots of defense, every time she gets hit with a critical attack, which is going to be fairly often if you're going against wind monsters, once she's skilled up, you get 50% of your max HP as a shield, right? So it doesn't sound that great, but if you put, let's say, 40,000 HP on her, let's take a look at mine here. You put 40,000 HP on her, mine's got just over 40,000, and you're going to have a 20,000 HP shield every time you get hit with a critical attack, So if you're fighting a Sierra, a lot of people put crit rate on Sierra just because it helps cycle her turns. But that means you're getting that shield, and she can put as many bombs on you as she wants, unless she's doing, 30,000 in a bomb. And especially if you're in a beginner level, anything that's doing wind damage, it's not going to break through those huge shields you can put up, right? So mine's just because she is so tanky and it can take battles for quite a while. I put her on a destroy set. She'll slowly whittle down the enemy's HP. Sometimes battles take a little longer, sometimes they don't. Shield set just because, extra shield, whatever. And then a guard set just so that I have a bit of extra defense. So she could use a bit more defense, but essentially 40,000 HP and 1200 defense. Speed isn't a big thing for me. She can just sit there and get hit all day. Alright. Let's go back to these water monsters. Now I know a lot of people have looked into, I told you about defensive scaling attackers, right? So you've got like your bulldozer, which is the fire Frankenstein, copper, which is your wind version living armor, and then Ramahan, which is the wind Inugami. So what you're going to want with something like that is something that boosts your defense, gives you a defense buff, right? So talc. Talc is the water battle mammoth, really good monster. So it can provoke, right? So if you got a monster that you really don't want to hit your guys, once again, this is somebody you're going to be building tanky, high defense, high HP, and you do want speed on him because you want his buff going before your guys attack, right? So as much HP, but a good amount of speed as well. And yeah, so it can provoke, recovers HP as well as gives a defense buff, and the recovery is according to your max HP. So once again, you're building high HP and enough speed to go before your other guys. And then his passive. So he's going to decrease the damage that he receives by half if the damage is less than 20% of your max HP. So it's kind of a confusing way of saying it. If your HP is higher than what they can hit you for, you're going to receive half the damage that you should, right? Great thing to have. Alright, so talc, kind of your defense booster, heal as well, provoke, and a passive where he doesn't get hit as hard. Not a bad 3-star in my opinion. Another really, really good one, Megan. Now I've mentioned Megan before when we were kind of chit-chatting about Bernards, that Bernard gives you a really good attack increase, or attack bar increase, but he just gives you a speed buff, which doesn't really help with your damage in a lot of cases. It does in some, but not all. Whereas Megan, her base speed is lower, but she gives you an attack buff as well as a defense buff. So once again, if you've got those defense-based damage dealers, she'll increase your attack bar with her third skill here. So increase the attack bar by 20%, increase attack power and your defense for 2 turns. So if you don't want to build talc, he's got that bit of extra heal and provoke. Megan is a great alternative. She is usually built on speed, like a swift set. And as long as she's going before the rest of your team, you're getting that attack bar increase as well as those buffs. The second skill is amazing going against Theomars. Now, Theomars, free-to-play units, just one of the Ifrits, the Water Ifrit. But when Theomars gets to 0 HP, you can't kill him. Him. I'm going to say him. Pretty sure it's him. So you can't kill a Theomars because he has the Endure buff. That Endure buff means you can hit him as hard as you want, as many times as you want, and he's not going to die. Unless you can remove that beneficial effect. Now, Toad Poison, the second skill for Megan, removes the effect and then hits the monster. Right? So it's like a 2-part thing. It will remove the beneficial effect and then hit. There's others that will, like your Elsharian, the light Ifrit, will hit, and then remove the buff. Whereas Megan will remove the buff and then hit. In some cases it makes a big difference, in others, it doesn't really. But I know especially against like a Theomars, if you're having trouble taking down a Theomars, it will also block beneficial effects if you're not stealing one. Or it, might block them afterwards, but if you're stealing it, it's not really a big deal. Or if you're just getting rid of it, it's not a big deal. And then first turn just leaves a dot, continuous damage. Sometimes useful, sometimes not. But once again, it's an attack bar booster that gives you an attack as well as a defense buff. So really something else to consider there. Aside from that, we could always look at Tractor. Tractor's another one of those Frankensteins. So same as Bulldozer, has damage is based on the defense and has a chance to stun on that first skill. Second skill is a taunt. Provokes as many people as he can just to attack him. It doesn't sound that great, but you can't be defense broken. And every time you're hit with a critical, your attack bar increases. So you provoke a team, you have really high defense, really high HP, and then suddenly everything's hitting you. If you put him on a revenge set, he can revenge and stun every time he's hit, and every time he's hit, he's gaining attack bar. So he's going to turn cycle himself, as well as you put him on a revenge set, and suddenly he's going to be stunning people too. Right? And then a leader skill, HP and guild content. Once again, it's a guild content only, but still, it's a leader skill, not bad. Alright, so Tractor's another monster to kind of consider, put that in your head a little bit. Yeah, so aside from that, this is kind of the basis of what I would look for in 2 and 3 star monsters in the water aspect of things. But with that being said, look at the monsters, look at their skill setups, look at kind of what they're designed for, right? You can see here, Rena, right beside her level, it says support. I know I've mentioned this before in the past, but make sure you're looking at that, and then look at the skills that they have, right? So some of them might say HP based, but they're really going to benefit from an attack setup, right? So make sure you're looking and you're learning about the monsters. So hopefully this is helping you learn a bit more about the monsters that you're going to be using before you use them, or as you're using them, right? But make sure you pull a monster, you think it looks cool, you think some of the skills are good, bring it up, give it a couple tries, see where it comes, and yeah, you might enjoy it, you might not, but at the end of the day, at least you're giving it a shot, right? And that's the big thing, is there's meta monsters in this game, but I know there's some monsters that really don't seem like they're that great, but with the right setup or in the right placement, they can be pretty interesting to see. So now, like I said at the beginning of the video, I was summoning for food. I think I pulled 5 scrolls. I just wanted to, get some 4 stars made so I could progress a bit. And, well, I'll show you the first thing here. So I ended up building a Lauren, right? So, no, not the greatest setup. I'm just kind of tinkering around with. I know that when I was doing RTA in this last season, the Lauren was kind of the bane of my existence and really not fun to play against. So I figured maybe I'll build one and see what we're doing. And with the new changes to RTA, I don't know if anybody here that's watching is going to try RTA. It's fun to try. If you're new into the game, you're just going to get your shit pushed in for the vast majority of it. But it's something I enjoy, and down the road you might enjoy it as well, right? So I built a Lauren, and I was like, oh yeah, like I need some food to make her a 6 star, and so I pulled a few scrolls, not thinking much of it. Oh, I'm also building a crow in case anybody wants to know. But I ended up pulling the water demon. Now this setup I have him on is just for farming up, just to get him to level 40. But yeah, he's kind of interesting to play with. So hopefully down the line I might do a couple things that are not quite in the beginner's guide thing, but show some guild wars, some guild siege, as well as maybe some RTAs. I know that they're kind of fun to play around with for me, and hopefully some of you guys will find them interesting as well. But so Belial is going to be built up. I'll change him up a little bit. I have him on a vampire will setup right now. I want to keep him on a vampire will set, but I might just keep him on a vampire set and then have something else just so I can get the stats that I want. But aside from that, if you guys found this helpful at all, let me know. If you didn't, let me know as well. I was contemplating going through the 4 stars. The only thing with the 4-star monsters and everything is all of them have uses somewhere, right? So to sit there and go through and blah, 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 blah about everything, it'll be very difficult. It'll be a very long video, very annoying. What I was considering doing was going through the monsters that I have currently and showing you the rune builds I have on them and why I have them on that. So if that would interest you, leave a comment down below, say yay, nay, let me know if there's a monster that you want to know, kind of, how to build. Like, oh, I pulled this generic monster. How do I build them, right? There's a few options you have, but if you want, throw it on there. If I have it, I'll show you how I built it and why. And, yeah, aside from that, I think we'll hold off on the 4-star monsters unless, we get some responses saying to do it, and might look into showing off some runes and why we have certain monsters built certain ways. But with that being said, like, subscribe, comment. If you're on Twitch, twitch.tv/carbon_nights, jump on there, leave a follow. It'll let you know when we're jumping on there, so you can just come and chit chat with whoever's on there. It might be Beast, might be Poseidon, might be Dongvers, might be myself, maybe LJ, I don't know. But let's see some comments, all right? Like, I love hearing back from everybody. And if you don't have any comments, just hit a like and, enjoy the video. But until next time, keep those shields up, and we'll see you then. Well, Knights, you made it all the way to the end. You know what that means. You've won the chance to watch another one of our videos, or perhaps even subscribe. Make sure to leave a comment, and we'll see you next time.